In this video, I'm showing you my top 3 shoulder exercises for round 3D delts. 1 exercise each for the front, side, and rear heads. And for some extra scientific credibility, I'm bringing in exercise scientist Dr. Mike Israetel, who's gonna share his top 3 as well. So let's start with the anterior or front head. My number 1 exercise here is a machine shoulder press, and that's simply because being seated increases stability, which will ensure virtually all the tension is being directed to the shoulders, where you want it. Okay, so Dr. Mike's number 1 pick for the front delts is an easy bar front raise, and he gave 2 reasons why.
One of the reasons is that it gives a ton of motion to the front delts, a huge range of motion there. And also because it is an isolation exercise, and it's pretty rare to see for front delts. Most people choose a compound press, which is cool and all, but if your tricep volume is where it is, if your pecs are sore, if your shoulder joints are upset with you because you've been doing a lot of pressing, maybe the overhead press is not in the cards.
Okay, so with front delts out of the way, we're hitting the most important head for 3D delts, the side delts.
So I'm gonna let you go first for side delt. What would be your number 1?
There are many number ones. You're my number 1.
But what's the number one?
Well, an exercise that I think is really top tier is what I call the super ROM lateral, super range of motion lateral. Exactly like a lateral raise, just keep going.
Okay. And at any point, do I do this or this? Or
Nope,
just normal? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so my number 1 side delt exercise is a crossbody cable Y raise.
Most people, when they do lateral raises, go directly out to the side. There's nothing wrong with that. The main reason I like these is the stretch you get here. If you were gonna stretch your side delt, you wouldn't just hold it here. You're not getting a ton of stretch here. If you pull it across your body, now you have more stretch on the delt.
Next, let's take a look at our top 2 exercises for the posterior head. Mike's number 1 pick here is a super ROM reverse cable fly. I've actually never done them the way he coaches them, so I picked up on some really great cues.
A couple of really important cues here. First, you want to go past your hand connection. Yep, just like that. People say, well, wouldn't that create asymmetries? Totally, but you just, every other set, what you're gonna do is you're gonna switch your hands, which one goes up and bottom. And a big thing is you want generally to keep your elbows locked out so that you can make sure it's all real delts. You will not be able to use as much load that way, but minimizing the load while maximizing muscle involvement is a really good thing. It's again.
That's right.
And my top pick for the rear delts is the reverse pec deck. And honestly, Dr. Mike gave me the single best cue I've ever heard for this exercise.
Here, the cue will massively reduce how much you're lifting, but will hit that target muscle better. For a good real delt training, you want to reach forward really far. Also, you'll notice it pre-stretches the rear delts. You're not pulling, you're arcing out to try to paintbrush as far of a distance as you possibly can.
Punch forward.
Yes.
And then sweep out.
Paintbrush out as much as you can. It's like if you imagine that there is like you're standing on top of a pile of money and there's a camera measuring, you get to keep all of the money, you do this with your hands.